Hello, good evening. I kind of wanted to do this video just to reach out to those people that are kind of going through the same experiences that I'm going through, you know, honestly, with all of these portals of activations, you know. And I feel like I know I'm not the only one that's going through this, and Spirit has been telling me time and time again, sorry, I'm just gonna sage. Spirit has been telling me time and time again, like, talk about your personal experience, but, you know, I wasn't hearing Spirit because I was so, like, deep within the, within the transformation, within the fucking goo. And, like, it's been a wild fucking ride. So I just want to reach out to those people and see, you know, first of all, like, who can resonate, and then second of all, like, I just want to give hope to people that, you know, there's light at the end of the tunnel always, even when it doesn't fucking seem like it or feel like it. There's always a reason for, you know, these depressive times, you know, these icky fucking moments and shit. By the way, I just want to give a PSA. I'm missing 2 nails, so the fuck what? It's all right. Hey, go, shoot. I love you to pieces, but you need to go sit down. Sorry, my cats always like to fucking fuck around when I'm trying to do a reading. I love them to pieces, but it's like, that's when they choose to meddle because my attention is not on them. I have 4. So when you got 4 cats in a one bath, they just like to do wild shit when you're not paying attention to them. But anyways, so I again, I just want to shed some light on this and share my experience because I know this is going to help some other people. So let's just like start like right off the bat. So one day I go to bed, and at night, you know, I hear knocking at my door. And, you know, I live in an apartment complex, so I can pretty easily tell if it's downstairs, if it's like my downstairs neighbor because I'm on the 2nd floor, or if it's, you know, at my front door even. And it was like at 1 o'clock at night, so I knew for a fact this was like some clairaudient shit that I'm, you know, tuning into. But, you know, I was woken up at like late as fucking night, and I'm like, all right, I'm not even gonna like respond to this. I'm gonna go back to sleep. If it's my guides, I know they're gonna hit me up in the astral realm. So I go back to sleep. The next day, I hear knocking again. Then I go back to sleep, you know, same process. I'm like, you know, if my spirit guides, ancestors, guardian angels, you know, all who are there for my highest good, you know, if this is you, I know you're gonna take me somewhere. And, you know, I just send that back out there and I go back to sleep. And the 3rd night, I hear something like, it was kind of like a door was, you know, closing. And so I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm hearing this for. I don't know why I didn't hear anything for a few, you know, moments. And then, you know, that same day, I like started to get super emotional. And I know I'm a Pisces. I'm a Pisces sun, and I have Pisces heavily in my chart, so I know I could be pretty emotional. But at the same time, you know, with my Pisces sun, I have a Virgo moon and a Taurus rising, so I know how to, I can shut that emotion off. And when I want to block my emotions off, I can, because I know I have shit to do, you know. I just don't like appearing vulnerable in front of other people. And I work a 9-to-5 job, and a lot of my because I work customer service, I'm a debt collector. A lot of my job requires me to truly be, you know, front and center, to be practical, to have that money mindset, right? And so that's why I wasn't able to, you know, open up to my emotions. But just my luck, my period came, and this is like right around the 222 portal, February 22nd of 2022 portal. Right around that fucking portal, I started bawling. I started my period. I was bawling every day, and it was like I couldn't hold my tears back, because normally at work when I want to cry, you know, I can collect myself. And, you know, my boss is not my boss is very unemotional, and I'm pretty sure he likes everybody to be in tip-top fucking shape, you know. But thank God I have a team lead that, you know, is very fucking amazing, and he most definitely like, I don't know, like, we have like a, I don't know, like we have a really good understanding of each other. Like we, like our personalities mesh, you know. Like he's a Taurus rising, but he has a Pisces moon, or he's a Taurus sun and he has a Pisces moon, and I have a Taurus rising, and I'm a Pisces sun. So it's kind of like we kind of have a good understanding as far as like, you know, mindsets and shit like that. Like we kind of, I don't know, like we kind of mesh well, and I was just like, oh, this is perfect because I feel like I can talk to somebody. And he kind of has like a little spiritual, you know, thing about him. But anyways, so I would, you know, I would like talk to him about it, and you know, he would understand, and he honestly really didn't judge me, and so like I'm very grateful. But anyways, that's not the point. But anyways, so going back to it, you know, I was able to hold space for myself at work, but I couldn't stop. Like I just bursted out crying. You know, it was kind of one of those things like, oh, you think you gonna hold these emotions in? You're not. And the 2-2 portal, I thought was going to be all bubblies, fairy, you know, fairy energy, you know, super happy, dappy and shit. And it turned out to be the fucking complete opposite, because I had uncontrollable weeping spells. Like I would just cry all day, heavily, could barely do my job. And then I had to be front and center to talk to people about their finances. It was just overwhelming, and I felt like I couldn't hold space for myself. So then I got agitated. But it was like I was confronted with, hey, you don't really know how to process your emotions. You don't really know how to hold space for yourself emotionally, but yet you expect other people to hold, you know, to hold space for you. You expect other people to do that for you. So it was like, oh yeah, you're emotionally immature. And I'm not, you know, and I'm not really thinking that I'm emotionally immature, because I have a lot of fucking sense, especially when it comes to like what's a good way to process your emotions and what's not. So, but it was more so like I didn't know how to understand my emotions and then move on from it. When I feel my emotions, it hits me deeply, and I feel them deeply, and I never held enough space for me to feel my emotions, you know, deep enough. And that came from, you know, that childhood wound of having parents that were emotionally unavailable. Like, you know, my dad was off in the military, you know, but also fucking around and shit. But then, like, you know, my mom, she was a single mother. She was in work mode. So, you know, and she's a Capricorn too. So, you know how that goes with Capricorn. Sometimes, you know, they're like, all right, I have to make it. Especially when they're a single mother or a single parent. They're like, okay, I have the people dependent upon me. I can't be emotional right now. I can't hold space for emotions right now because I'm in work mode, you know? And my mom would be working like 16 hours to make sure that 16 hours or more, you know, a fucking day, you know, to make sure that my brother and I were set, because it was just two of us, you know? And I was the oldest. So I was pretty much from a young age, I had to put my emotions aside. So that shit just hit me. It caught up to me right around this 2-2 portal. And with me being on my period, I'm extra sensitive, and I am psychic, I am a medium, I do channel, I am very sensitive to the collective consciousness and to pretty much anyone around me. So, you know, me soaking up everything and just like feeling all these things and just feeling collective energy, you know, with the stuff that was happening with Ukraine and Russia. Like I was feeling that pressure, then I was feeling the pressure from work, because I'm working in a environment that's all about lack, and we'll get to that fucking soon. But anyways, so yeah, like that's what was happening to me. And then it was just like a teeter-totter, up and down. Like I would be up, I would be like up for a day, but then down like a few days. And it was just like, yo, am I mentally ill? Am I mentally unstable? And then around that 2-2 portal, I started smoking heavily and like overeating heavily, because the Taurus rising in me, I like to turn to, you know, food and smoking in order to soothe myself. But then like my body was telling me this is not what it wanted, but I kept on feeding it and smoking anyway. And so the depression just got like worse. And so that brought me to the understanding of, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling depressed, don't treat your body worse. Don't feed your body what it doesn't need. Feed your body what it does need. It needs meditation. It needs, you know, a sound mind. It needs a quiet environment. It needs health. It needs to walk. It needs to run. It needs yoga. Like those are the things that your body needs physically, because when you go through these shifts, they're so heavy that it takes you it takes a lot of you to the point where you need to take care of your body and yourself physically, emotionally, and spiritually and mentally. Like all 4 of those you need to take care of, because if you don't, you will drown deeper. You will easily drown in these energies, because these energies are powerful. And I feel like the more you neglect yourself during these phases, the more heavier it's going to be. So I was heavy into that shit. And then, and again, like I'm on my period. So just imagine cramping. Imagine the feeling, shitty, the mood swings. Everything's just super intense. I'm feeling, homegirl's emotions. I'm feeling his emotions. I'm feeling her emotions. And then I gotta, hold space for family, hold space for friends. And so I'm going through all this and I'm like, I don't even think that I'm doing good right now. Like I just want to shut down. And come to like the week of the first week of March, which is like around the new moon. I'm feeling everything a little bit more intense. Like I had like a little good weekend, like Spirit gave me a break that weekend. But when that new moon energy started to kick in, because it can kick in like 3 to 4 days before, and it sticks 3 to 4 days afterwards, I started feeling that shit ahead of time. And so I think it was like right when Monday hit, I was crying all day at work. Like something would trigger me and it would just trigger like a wound. But then like at the same time, I decided not to smoke. Like my body it was repulsed. Like if I even thought about smoking weed, my body would just, if I thought about eating anything, my body would, and so I had to listen to my body, and I had to, say, okay, my body doesn't want this. This is the least I can fucking do. Let me not do this. Let me not do that. Let me not smoke. Let me not overeat. Let me not eat. Let me fast. And it was hard. I mean, it still is hard because I do need coffee. Because at the same time, like I wasn't getting enough sleep during the night. Like my kundalini was awakening and my chakras were purging. And a lot of it would happen at night. Not to mention that I was doing a lot of astral traveling. Like, I mean, in one fucking night, I astral traveled and I had heels on and I woke up. And you know how like when you have heels on and you have like a strap that goes around your ankle? That's what I had in my dream. And I woke up and it felt like I wore heels that night. So I knew I was doing some heavy astral traveling and healing. And my guides were having me transmute a lot of things and were bringing things to my attention that I haven't healed from. And I've been through a lot. Like, I tend to take my relationships personally because I'm a sensitive person. And when it comes to people, I hold my relationships dearly. Like, I really do. I love people. I love, like, if you're in my life, it's a fucking, like, that, like, you're on a pedestal. You're on a pedestal, and that's one thing that I had to, learn. Never, only put yourself on that pedestal. Don't give your power away to other people. Don't give people the control of you. Don't give people the ability to control you in a relationship with them. It's you that's in that fucking driver's seat, and you need to stay in that fucking driver's seat. And if people treat you like shit, don't let them treat you like shit, twice. One time, and that's enough. They can come back, they can say sorry, they can come back and be apologetic and try to understand. And if you want to open that shit up yourself, but okay. But to me, one time is enough. It takes somebody one time to show you that they do not appreciate you the way you deserve. You need equal respect. You need to be equally yoked. You need people to truly treat you the way you treat them. You need your cup to be full. Their cup needs to be full. And you guys need to fill, each other's cup equally. Like, y'all supposed to join energies and it be an overflow, right? So, with that being said, I forgot where the fuck I was going. But anyways, I forgot where I was going. But anyways, I know we're going to get somewhere. But going through those shifts in my dreams and shit, it was just wild. It was super fucking wild for me. And I had such a hard fucking, time shifting and learning and forgiving and, just transmuting because I'm so sensitive. So when people hurt me, I really do take it to heart. And I hold on to it. So that I was healing that. Like, I within these past few fucking weeks, days, I've just been shifting so much. And so all the way up until like that new moon, Like, again, like I was crying heavily all day, every day. I was just raging. I was angry. And I was just... Sorry, guys. Give me one moment. Watch out, Artemis. Come on. It's time for you to go. We don't bully people in here, sir. We don't bully people. You don't bully people. You don't bully your brother. You don't hurt your brother like that. That's a no-no. We don't do that. I have a cat. Well, I have 4. And Sphinx, Stinky, he likes to bully Artemis because he thinks Artemis gets more love than he does, which he does not. I love them all equally. I try not to have favorites, but he's just jealous and he feels like he never gets enough love. I don't know where you get that from, child. I don't, because I love you and you've been babied since I got you, sir. Heavily babied. Yes, he's a Cancer. He's a Cancer. That's his zodiac sign. So he loves love, loves to be loved, and wants to be favored. But I can't favor, one, because if I favor one, then someone's gonna feel like not loved. So I don't want to do that. I want everybody to get as equal amount of love. But anyways, so let's get right back to it. So yeah. Let's just say, like, by today, I was mentally, physically, emotionally, and just spiritually, like, tapped out, stressed, tired, drained. Like, my body was hurting, and as my Kundalini was awakening, and, well, you have several Kundalini awakenings, and this was, like, another one for me, but I just felt it more intensely. Like, my body shut down. And that's why my body didn't want to eat. It didn't want to take anything in because it just needed to, recalibrate itself. And it was just like my body shut down. My body was aching. It was hurting because I'm just clearing all of this, energy within me that's just super dense and that's keeping me down. And it's just purifying itself. And so by today, I woke up again, like, just tired, just drained, and I got to work, and I was just like, I don't know why I just feel so heavy. Like, I couldn't even get myself out. Like, I was just down and out. Like, I was just depressed. And it was always like, I woke up depressed. I woke up agitated. I woke up angry. And then I didn't know why. And then I would get to work, and then something would trigger, and it would just, like, go off, and I would just start bawling and crying, and I'm crying the whole fucking day. Like, imagine waking up at, like, 6 a.m., getting to work your 9 to 5, and then right when you sit down at your desk, you're triggered because you're on the phone and somebody says something to you, your boss says something to you, or says anything to you, treats you like you don't matter, and it just sets you the fuck off, and you just start crying, and you're crying the whole day. Like, my eyes were red the whole day, my head was just hurting from crying, I'm dehydrated from crying. It was just exhausting, and I'm purging and I'm crying for that inner child that didn't allow herself to feel, that didn't have, anybody hold space for her when she was young enough to understand her emotions. Like, I wasn't able to get that space, that space, because I was just in an environment where people didn't allow emotion. Like, that's a toxic cycle that my family on both sides have. Don't feel your emotions. Your emotions are the enemy. Don't let your emotions get in the way of this. You can't feel this. Suck it up. Be quiet before I give you something to fucking cry about, type of shit, which is really fucking toxic, because you deserve to feel. You deserve to feel. And you feeling is not a crime. You feeling it's what you deserve to do. You're fucking human. You're not a robot. And I feel like that's just such a fucking heavy ass stigma that we live under. My candle's flickering. I must be saying something. But, like, that's such a heavy stigma that this world is under. Like, to feel is shitty. It's not right to feel. When it is. You need to feel. You need to let this shit out. You need to let, this energy move. Emotions are energy in motion. They need to go, and they don't dissipate. They don't go anywhere. So with these feelings, they stay stuck within you. They create blockages. They create, like, asthma. It can, like, certain emotions get stored in your fucking body, bro. Like, if you never feel supported, you got back problems. If you have hate in your heart so much, and if you feel a grudge, if you never forgive somebody for what they did to you, that gets stuck in here, and you got asthma, you got cardiac issues. Like, there's so many connections to, diseases and ailments that we as human beings have because of, things that we don't work through on a day-to-day basis. And imagine all those emotions from the time I was a fucking little girl, coming out of me now. And I didn't know, that's why I had issues with anger when I was younger, and I had to grow. I went through several cycles of learning how to deal with my anger. But up until now, it was sadness, it was emotions. I had to get there. So, today I had this epiphany about my self-worth. I'm worth it enough. I'm here at this job because I manifested a reality where it was I was in lack, because I felt like I wasn't enough because I lacked in my life. I manifested a job where lack was an everyday thing, because we don't make enough money. If we don't make enough money, the team is not this, the team is this, the team is shitty. Our work doesn't do nothing for, the company. That's what I manifested. So the thing that I want to say to you guys is, allow yourself to dive into the depths of how you feel, because they will tell you enough. Diving into that depression, diving into your emotions will lead you to what you need to work on for yourself, what you need to turn around, the fears that you have that prevent you from getting, to your promised land that you have in your mind. My biggest thing was worth. I wrote down on a piece of paper my fears, and each of my fears ended with, the word enough. And I recognized I don't feel like I'm enough. And so that's why I continuously manifested situations, stayed in relationships, told myself, and that's one of the reasons why I held myself back from exposing who I really am, hiding myself away just because of, how people truly feel. That's why I gave my power away to other people, because I felt like I wasn't enough. And I'm here to tell you, you are enough. You deserve to feel. You are enough when you feel. You are enough to not have people treat you like shit. You are enough to not work a shit fucking job where you're not appreciated. You are enough to go after your dreams. You are enough to tell yourself that you're beautiful. You are enough to just simply be human. You are enough being human and living the fucking human experience. You are enough. And that is what I'm here to tell you. And I'm trying to make this as quick as I can, because I know my camera will only go so much. So I'm so sorry. I would literally fucking talk for an hour. But bottom line, you guys, you are enough. This whole experience, this whole shift, these changes that I've been experiencing, it opened my eyes to the fact that I'm not enough, or that I feel like I'm not enough. And I'm now recognizing I am enough. When does a job tell me what the fuck I'm worth? When does a friendship tell me what the fuck I'm worth? When will a man or woman tell me what the fuck I'm worth? Why do I put my power into somebody else's hands or another situation's hands? And why do I give them the ability to tell me I'm not enough? Why? Fucking why? Why? Do yourself a justice. Go to your inner child and feel all those deep ass wounds and ask your inner child, what's wrong? Where do you feel like you lack, and why? Who made you feel this way? And at the end of the day, you're not pointing a finger at that person, because at the end of the day, when you look at other people, the shit that they put upon you, the fucking heavy ass feelings, when they tell you you're not this, you're not that, that's because that's how they truly feel about themselves. So when you can look at it from that, standpoint, I just say, aw, this person felt like in their life, they couldn't go after this profession because, it wouldn't work out for them. That's why they're telling me that that's not going to work for me. Because I remember when I wanted to be a veterinarian, and my nana straight up told me, you don't get enough good grades because you don't even get enough grades to do that. You're not even going to graduate college. You're not even going to graduate high school. And, when you're a kid, you take that shit to heart. And you will sit there and fucking flunk because somebody had already told you you're not going to make it. So look at wounds like that. Things like that. That bring you to that, initial belief that you're not enough. You are enough. And I feel that with my heart and soul. You are enough. You are worthy of everything that you fucking want into your life. But I invite you guys to go deep within your soul. Go deep into that fucking tunnel where you can't see because it's so fucking dark. And it's filled with all of those beliefs that you're not worth it. You're not enough. You can't do this. Why can't you? Ask you, what's really stopping you? I had to ask myself that. What's really stopping me? Myself, because I felt like I wasn't good enough. I felt like I couldn't be punctual. I felt like I couldn't do this. When in reality, everything you fucking touch turns to gold. I had always said I will never be a debt collector because I don't like fucking like the pressure of it. I didn't like money at first, but now I'm here and I'm like, hold up. I turned this job that is initially fucking rough into gold. And I did that shit. Something I said I would never fucking do because it would be hard enough to do. I fucking did it. I turned it to gold. Everything you touch turns to gold, and remember that. Anything you place your fucking fingers on turns to gold because you are worthy. You are made in the image. I don't mean to get biblical, but really, you are made in the image of God. You can actively manifest anything that you fucking want to, but you have to have that worth within you. You have to have that power behind it. You have to believe, you are worth something because you are. And just because you have these human qualities, this humanness within you, it doesn't mean that you're not worth it. It doesn't make you bad to feel. It doesn't make you, bad to react to certain things and treatments that have, and things that have been done to you. You're allowed to feel them. So allow yourself to feel and to come to terms and to mend these wounds so you can move forward, you guys. So you can move forward. I hope this message finds every fucking body that needs to fucking hear it. And I hope my little story of my little transition, because now I feel worthy, and go with the ebbs and flows. I want to say that too. Go with the ebbs and flows. If you wake up and the day is good and you can taste the good energy in the air, go with it. Go with it and be grateful, because you never know if that, you never know if you're going to go through a little down pit the next day. And you may feel deep in the fucking dumps. And even when you're deep in the dumps, ride that fucking wave because it's trying to show you something. Ride that shit. And, and that's how you give yourself permission to feel. Is when you can get into the highs and you can ride that fucking highs, but have no expectations that the next day is going to be the same. Wake up, see how you feel, and feel it. But just don't react. Respond. Okay? Don't react. Respond to it. Respond. So again, I hope this message finds anybody that needs it. I'm going to do a tarot reading next. So, just look for a tarot reading if you want to tune in for that. But I hope my experience finds somebody that needs to fucking hear it, because I truly felt like, Spirit was calling me to do this video and give this message out to, the people that may be going through a tough time during this shift. But thank you so much for tuning in. Again, my name is Bree, and I love you very much, no matter who the fuck you are. Even if I don't fucking know you, I love you. You deserve it. You're worthy. You're human. And that's the blessing. Being a human and feeling emotion, living through this human experience, having humanness is a blessing. So I love you. Bye.